What's up, y'all? I apologize for the kind of crappy lighting, and I hope the audio and the signal is good enough to get this video out. I'm at home right now. Hold on a second. This picture's driving me crazy, a little bit crooked. And let's adjust this like that. Yeah, there we go. It's a little more balanced. So, as you can tell by the title of the video, it was time. I just want to talk to you about what that means, why I titled the video that, and kind of where I'm at, a little bit of the reason of why the videos haven't been coming as hot and heavy for the last couple of weeks, and the fact that that's going to change. It's not going to change immediately, but it's definitely going to change. So I kind of had to take a step back to go forward. If you followed the channel for a while, you know that I've struggled with weight. I've struggled with, the fitness thing. And honestly, I hit a wall. I was at a situation where I just had to do something. And I was on the phone with a good friend of mine. So I've got to shout him out, Captain Ben Chancey from the channel Chew on This. And I was telling him, that I'd had a surgery. I was having a little harder time recovering than I expected. And literally, he just shared with me this. He said, "Hey, I got a buddy that did this thing. And this thing was that he ate so many hours a day, and then he fasted so many hours a day. I think he only eats from like 2 to 7 or something like that, and then he doesn't eat the rest of the time." Being a guy like me who's tried a little bit of everything, I said, it took, an hour. So I had some time. Everybody was exhausted from the show, so they were sitting on boxes, laying on the floor, and I was standing off to the side on my phone, and I just Googled, something along the lines of like eating for 8 hours, fasting for 16 hours, or 16 hours of eating, non-eating, or something like that. And when I did, I found a video on YouTube, and that video took me to a video from a guy named Thomas Delauer. And once I edit the description of this video, I'll put that in the description box below. But I highly recommend going and watching his channel, Thomas Delauer. I also recommend watching a channel from a guy named Dr. Berg. And then one other one that I'll recommend off the top of to get started with. And then there's a couple more that I found a lot of information from that I'm going to share over time. And the other one is a channel called Gravity Transformation. I debated on whether or not I should do this video. I've been finding a lot of success, and I've had, situations in the past where I got all hyped up. I did the 100-pound challenge. I did the weight loss challenge with Gene Jensen, and a couple friends of mine, and Jim Sammons from the kayak fishing show. And, really we'd get hyped about it, and then it would just go away. And then the problem is, it was because we were trying to focus on like the end result, and everything in the middle was like a major sacrifice, or like an unsustainable lifestyle thing that you were trying to do just to accomplish a certain thing. And what I finally had to realize is that it has to be a change for the way you live, not something where you just focus on what this arbitrary goal is, and you're not happy until you get there. You got to get to the point where you're happy every day, and along the way you're enjoying your successes or whatever you are accomplishing, and you look at it that each day's better because you're doing it, not looking at it like, oh my God, as soon as I get to this goal or that goal, then I'll be happy. That doesn't work. That's unsustainable. You're set up for failure. And with this system, what worked great about it for me was that it isn't a fad diet. There's nothing you have to buy special until you get to the point where you want to buy certain things because they're cleaner. They help you. They help your digestive system. They help your metabolism, whatever. So I started intermittent fasting. And I'm not going to come on this channel, not now and not ever, and come across as if I'm an expert. When it comes to fishing, I know my stuff, and I can confidently speak about fishing and give you advice that is tried, true, and proven through my experience, and I feel comfortable doing that. What I am right now is I'm an enthusiast who is getting results from something that isn't a gimmick, that I know is going to work for me because it's already worked for me better than anything else has ever worked. And it works. It works in that I love to not eat breakfast. I love to get my day going. And I love, the actual process of learning about what's going on in my body, learning about what's happening, um, and wanting to be better, not having this thing hanging over my head to be better because I have to do this, this, and this, but like having the genuine desire to do these little incremental things that are going to make my lifestyle better. And, I know that I've got influence. I know that I've got people that look up to me. I know that people who consider me a peer. I've got, young kids that watch me. And I want to do the best I can to set the best possible example that I can. And so, fitness, having been a combat search and rescue guy and having been in really good shape at one point, and, and having stress and lifestyle things and all these other things that have created this scenario where I swole up like a tick, I needed something that it would work. I've tried just low carb. I've tried every diet you can think of, just like every other guy in his 40s that's gained a bunch of weight. And I'm not going to say none of it's ever worked. I see these videos where people go, I tried everything and nothing ever worked. Okay, it worked. It worked at the time. I've lost weight and then I regain it because it's so focused on the goal that when you get there, then what do you do? Right? What do you do? How do you like maintain it? And so, I kind of immersed myself in building a good foundation before I started so that I had the things in place that I needed after I got going so that I could push through the places where I'd failed in the past. In other words, I said to myself, this is the road I've gone down and these are the things that I've done wrong. How do I avoid that again? And the thing about the intermittent fasting is it worked for me. There was some immediate success. It really made my energy level go up. It gave me time back. I didn't have time to make meals make meals for to eat 5 times a day because that was unrealistic. If I didn't have time to work out in the first place, if I didn't have time to do some of the things that I was doing, why would I then have time to do all this crazy preparation stuff? And so I adopted the 16-8 approach. That's 16 hours of fasting, an 8-hour feeding window out of the gate. I'm going to give you a snapshot of where I'm at, and I'm also going to talk about why I'm giving you this update now, and that I'm going to be giving updates along the way. And then I'm going to be referring you guys in kind of like a fit to fish or something that just is little tidbits where I recommend other content that you go watch that I've watched that I found helpful. I'm not endorsing anything. It's just something that I found has worked for me. And I feel like, man, Ben mentioned this thing to me in passing on a phone call, and it's legitimately changed my life. Okay. And so if I can put this video out and it can change one person's life, then it's worth doing the video. I kind of debated, okay, do I do this video now? And then, a lot of the folks out there can be like, oh God, here he goes again. Or do I wait till the end and do this reveal, here I am. And listen, the thing about this channel is I have a dialogue with you guys. The thing about this channel is it's a two-way street. It's not this me talking at you. We're a community, it's a brotherhood. And so, it's midnight. I'm getting up in 4.5 hours to drive to Arkansas to go to the Forest Wood Cup Expo. So if you guys are going to be in Arkansas, come see me and find me at the Forest Wood Cup. If you see me, say, hey, Christy and I'll be there. We'll be walking around. We'll be in the Shreveport Bossier City booth for a while promoting the national championship. We'll also be doing some, showing up in some sponsor booths, other things. So here's the deal. This intermittent fasting thing has not been difficult at all. It has actually been the easiest thing I've ever done. the most sustainable, even at a month, 5 weeks. And so in 5 weeks, I've lost 42 pounds. And the previous 2 weeks before I cast, I was doing just ketogenic diet, and I lost about 11, 10. So I'm at 54 total. Yeah, so I lost about 10. If that math is wrong, when you go back, don't vilify me. But so what I'm doing, so that I can just draw this out there, is I'm doing intermittent fasting with the keto diet. I'm not doing intermittent fasting and then during my feeding window just acting a fool. And I think that has really helped my progress. I think it's above average for the videos that I've watched, for the studies that I've read, for how much weight I've lost in such a short period of time. But it's not unhealthy. My body fat composition is coming down. My lean muscle mass is going up, and my focus is through the roof, and my energy is through the roof. And so Royal Finessin said, "So what's the big deal?" And the announcement. Well, this is the announcement, brother. So be patient, be careful, or go back and watch the video. So the big announcement is this: I have found something that works for me, and I know that I'm growing up in the South. I'm growing up in a place that's really difficult to eat well in a lot of cases. And this works. You don't need to buy anything. There's some things that I would recommend. One of the things that's worked really well for me is the apple cider vinegar, pink Himalayan salt drink that I do during my fasting window. That's really helped. I drink a lot of black coffee, so that helps with the fat mobilization. And so I've lost 42 pounds in 5 weeks and done it healthily, in a healthy way. And, at the same time, I've started working out. I only started working out 2 weeks ago, but I'm lifting weights and I'm doing things to change the way that I look at it. I'm not killing myself early. I don't have any major goals. I'm just getting in there and getting, the blood pumping, getting the lymphatic system engaged, doing some lower body stuff, doing some upper body stuff. And just saying to myself, at the end of the day, if everything I did that day made me better, made me feel better, it was a good freaking day. So I took some time off the road. I took some time off of, making videos to where I go, oh my God, I got to get a video out today. And said, no, I've actually got to eat right, and I've got to go to the gym, and I got to do that. Okay. It'd be cool to get a video out today, but I got to do that. So I got to make it a priority. I've made it a priority, and now it's just one of those things that's ridiculously effective. It's going to allow me to make more content in the long run because, I'm back to thinking about doing the crazy stuff I used to do, dragging the kayaks, 2-3 miles through the woods to get to places, hiking in to go fly fishing somewhere in the middle of nowhere, doing all those things. So I'm going to bring you guys that content. So what I'm saying is I took a step back to take a step forward, and here's the step forward. I'm going to share this with you. In the past, I've been a little bit reluctant to talk about it. I've really revealed it when I got to the point where I was so down and out that I had a, woe is me party here on the channel. I've tried to come up with some hyped up way of motivating myself. Adventures 101, man, thanks for that support. I appreciate that. I'll put it to good use. But man, this intermittent fasting thing might not be for everybody. The ketogenic diet might not be for everybody, but I think one of the two, in some shape, form, or fashion, whether you do it every day like I've been doing it, whether you do it a couple days a week. And one of the things that I've added in is we did a prolonged fast, Christy and I both, yesterday for 24 hours, and it really just kicked things into high gear. If you go watch some videos on what fasting does for your overall health, for cell apogee, for increasing your metabolism, for having your digestive system take a break, and some of those things, it's really remarkable when you really start to do the research. So, I've been focused on, getting a little bit of lean muscle mass going so that it builds the furnace up, so that it burns more calories, throughout the course of the day. I've watched the caloric intake. focused on the ketogenic diet. Haven't really, you know, labored over the calories so much. But man, the the effects of eating right and the fasting that I've done and the time period that I've done it have been world class results. It's actually allowed me to do, like, I'm just kidding, muscular development stuff that's happened faster than anything done, and the weight's coming off. And so, right now from my highest weight, which, I'm embarrassed to say at the very beginning was pushing 330. It was like 326 to 328. I started the diet before ICAST. I got down about 10 pounds, 12 pounds maybe. It's somewhere in there. So I call it 11. And then since then, another 44 or whatever. I'm weighing in tomorrow, but that was the weight that I weighed in yesterday. I tell everybody to weigh only weekly, and that is a good philosophy. I'm actually doing a little more than I've practiced in the past because I'm trying to measure the things that I'm doing to see what the impact are, and it's working. So right now, as I sit here, I'm down 54 pounds. And I feel amazing. And it's 12:20 in the morning, and I really am like, golly, yeah, I should go to the gym, or I should do this, or I should do that, or I should grab some weights. And I got some kettlebells, and I got some dumbbells and things like that. And it's just freaking awesome to like get up out of the chair when I'm sitting there doing work on the computer and grab a couple dumbbells and do a couple curls and just feel like, oh yeah, dude, this is like awesome. And at the same time, my number one goal is that I want to be able to motivate other people to do the same thing. I was pre-diabetic. I had a A1C that was scary. For those of you that don't know, look that up. Your A1C is your blood sugar content. Sugar's the devil. It really is. There's some really, good studies out there. But again, Thomas Delauer, Dr. Berg, and Gravity Transformation are the three biggest ones, that I've watched and that have done, immeasurable benefit for me, to be able to understand what's going on so that I can focus on it. And so let me check out the comments for a second. I just want to throw this shout out there. I'm going to try to get out some videos from the Forest Wood Cup tomorrow, from the expo, from the cup itself. I'll do a little bit of miles between with Christy since we're going to be on the road. Talk about, some upcoming things soon. And then I've got a ton of stuff. Like this is a 2 terabyte drive full of footage that I've still got to get up and edited. And then I've got 4 or 5 of these. If you can see there's one in there that I'm downloading, and there's 5 micro SD cards full of footage that I've got to pull from some recent adventures. And I'm going to be dropping those. I'm going to go a little bit social media dark between now and Paddle Sports Retailer at the end of the month so that I can kind of show you guys the old fat videos, and at the end of the month, do a little bit of how you like me now kind of a thing. So I'll see you guys at the Paddle Sports Retailer if you're going to be there, Oklahoma City, at the end of the month. I'm going to be in Arkansas tomorrow for the Forest Wood Cup. So if you're at the expo, look for me, hit me up, follow me on Instagram on my story, and you'll be able to know where I'm at. And come see me. If you see me, say hey. If you want to take a picture, if you want to do a shout out, if you want whatever, just hit me up, and we'll get her done. And then got some pretty big announcements coming, but right now I'm focusing on getting healthy. I'm focusing on getting back to where I need to be. But at the same time, I want to be able to motivate some of you guys to do the same thing. So I'm sharing this story. I'm not going to shy away from it like I've done in the past. It's going to become a constant part of what I talk about. Not the whole thing, because again, I'm not an expert, but I'm going to refer you guys to the experts and to the people where I'm finding the information to save you some time, make people aware of it like I should have been sooner. I really wish somebody would have told me about this 2 years ago, or whether they did and I didn't listen. I'm going to be loud enough that I make people listen, because I really do think this can change your life. It can change people's lives. So let me check out a couple of comments, and then we'll get off of here and wish you guys a good night. So Chris Huddleston said, any keto supplements, keto OS or prove it? No, haven't done any supplements yet. I've done the apple cider vinegar and Himalayan salt, a little cream of tartar in the water that I drink during the day. Not all of it, but just, to start off with. I break my fast with a keto coffee recipe that I got off of Thomas Delauer's channel, which is ghee butter, coffee, Himalayan salt, cacao, cacao nibs, and it's phenomenal. It literally is good. And then I don't just go crazy with the food right out of the gate. And then I build myself up in the middle of my feeding window. I eat the biggest meal, and then I taper off and kind of graze towards the end. And that has worked really well for me. And again, I did my first prolonged fast last night. We ate in the middle of the feeding window. We ate from 1 to 4:30, stopped eating at 4:30, and then we fasted last evening back around today till 4:30. And we ate from 4:30 till about 6:30. And it's worked out great. I don't feel like I missed anything. My energy level's through the roof. I feel great. And yeah, so if you haven't tried intermittent fasting, you should definitely try it. Daniel Haybauer says, let's do a channel challenge on this, Chad. I'd love to lose some weight. Yeah, dude, let's do it. So hit me up on the DMs at Instagram and we'll get the logistics set up. I'm down. Kyle said, congrats, take chair. Thanks, man. Take BCAA. So Brandon Kidd said, take BCAA. So branched chain amino acids are definitely something that I'm going to add to my diet. What I've done so far is I've focused on getting them from the food that I intake and getting them from my diet. But there is a time coming where utilizing certain types of recovery drinks and pre-workouts and things like that will contain a formula where I use some BCAAs, and I've done a lot of research on it. So I definitely think that's a great suggestion, Brandon. It's just not where I'm at yet. I'm probably going to do that, in a 2, 3, 4 month window. My goal is still to lose 100 pounds plus, actually. I want to weigh in at 205, and from there, just kind of feel where my body needs to settle out at, what makes sense for the amount of muscle mass that I want to carry, and, for how hard I want to push to get the body fat percentage down. But right now, my goal is 205, 272 right now, and maybe 271 by now. Who knows? I'll weigh in the morning. And so it's not that far off. I've lost 50 and I got 65 to go. So I'm almost halfway there. And I know I can do it because this is not easy. Daniel said, I'm going to try this. Yes, sir. Thanks, brother. Come on. Let's do that channel challenge. Ebonix Fishing said, looking slimmer already. Thanks, man. Yeah, 52 pounds or 54 pounds at this point ain't no joke. Big Peter Outdoors said, love your channel, man. Thanks. Love you too. Appreciate the support. And again, Adventures 101. I really appreciate you guys doing the super chat function and donating money to the channel. That's great. People actually ask me that all the time. One of the best ways to support the channel, to support KBF, and what we do is to actually support my primary business, which is kayak bass fishing. Head over to our website, kayakbassfishing.com, click on the store tab. And the reason I say it's one of the best ways is there's a lot of benefits to being a member that you get back. And so I feel a lot better about doing that and saying become a member where I can give something back to you than, asking you guys to support me through Super Chat or through Patreon or through these other ways where it's really just a direct support mechanism. Support my business, support what I do. It's $50 a year. We're going to introduce a tiered membership next year, but when it comes down to it, you're going to get more than $50 worth of content for free. You're going to get more than $50 worth of advice for free, but you're also going to get discounts to some of our premium partners, opportunities for things that are going to, greatly exceed the $50. And so for those of you that ask, there's a couple of comments asking that, how do you, appreciate the support. That's how you support kayak bass fishing and what I'm doing. And I really appreciate it. And, yeah, so I appreciate the super chats. Those are great. But really, if you want to get something out of it for yourself, and I feel more comfortable promoting that, then head over to the channel. Head over to kayakbassfishing.com and you can support the channel that way. Adventure 101 I feel like a weight yo-yo, man. I've been there too. And I'm telling you, and I can't honestly say, well, it's never happening again, because it hasn't happened yet, but my goal is for it to never happen again. And it feels like it's never going to happen again because of the amount of stuff that I've learned that's working that I can't ever see changing at this point. I see this as a lifestyle, and I see it as something that I can't change. Jade Olin said, "What is the ratio of salt, vinegar, sugar, water that you are taking?" Congratulations, man. You're looking great. So I use the formula right off of Thomas Delauer and Dr. Berg's channel. They're pretty much the same formula. I use 16 ounces of water. So I use 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I use a shake of Himalayan salt, and then I use 1 tablespoon of lime juice. I don't like lemon juice; doesn't work for me. So I did some research. Lime juice is actually better for you, in my opinion, and I like lime better than lemon. And so I put 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a shake of Himalayan sea salt. I mix that up and I drink it. It works great. I actually use a NutriBullet, put a little ice in it, so it almost is like a shake. And then I drink, 3 or 4 cups of coffee before noon, and then a couple more scattered out through the day, and that works great for me. Watch Thomas Delauer's video on caffeine and fat mobilization. You won't feel so guilty about drinking coffee. In fact, it might motivate you to drink a little more. It did for me, and it works. So there's the answer to that question, Jade. Yeah, need to look into it later. Yes, you do. Hope to see you at Clear Lake. So B Bowman, I will be at Clear Lake. I'm already got my ticket bought. I was gonna drive out. Had some truck issues. Got some contaminated fuel, diesel, DEF. I don't know yet, but took it to the shop. Gonna have to have an entire injector system replacement. It's gonna be expensive, and so therefore I'm not gonna be able to make the California trip like I planned. But I will be flying out to Clear Lake. Hopefully somebody can put me in a kayak and loan me some fishing gear, and I can go snatch me up a big old California bucket mouth. Hector Padilla Jr. said, "Congrats, thanks, man. I appreciate that." Post links, yes, Daniel. I will be posting links. If I don't get all the links in this video, I will be doing a "What's Working for Me" video where I actually reference these channels, do the screenshots to their page, all that good stuff, and put the links in there. I just wanted to get this off my chest. It's one of those things where I felt compelled. It was kind of weighing heavy on me, but I'll get them up there as soon as I can. And if the thing is, man, I just, if I can do this video and it takes up 25, 30 minutes of my time, and there's like one person watching this video and it helps them the way Ben Chancey mentioned this to me helps me, then boom, it was worth it. And honestly, I'll do these videos 3 times a week if it helps people the way that this helped me. So anyway, love you guys. If you're new to the channel and you somehow in the middle of the night stumble across this guy talking about losing weight on a fishing channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Anyway, smash the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below. I appreciate the support. Love you guys for all the ongoing support that I've gotten from you. If you're new to the channel, listen, go back and watch some old videos, check out some of the tips, watch the action stuff, check out the channel trailer, watch some of the full episodes, and pull up a chair and stay a while, because we're going to take this thing to the next level. We really enjoy the interaction, both Christy and I. And so I'll hang this thing up in just a second. As soon as I do, I'm going to go down and grab a few of the links that you guys can go check out. Also, go check out my Weigh In Wednesday Facebook page that I created about a year ago, and that I've been slacking on, and now I'm back engaged. I got something to share, something that's working for me. I'm super stoked about being able to just put in the work and see the changes and not hitting those walls and pushing through them and staying motivated. And I hope that there's, like I said, if there's just one person out there that gets this message and decides to make the change and avoids becoming a diabetic, or lowers their blood pressure, or heals better, or whatever that benefit is, and I've gotten almost all of those in 5 weeks, then it'll definitely be worth it. And you should give it a try. So I'm going to sign off by saying thanks. Check out intermittent fasting. Check out Thomas Delauer's channel. I'll link him up, and Dr. Berg, Gravity Transformation, and any of the ones that you can connect with the content creator to help them help you is always a great relationship. So, get out there and watch some videos, figure out what you're putting in your body, make sure that you do the best you can to understand the impact that it has. Sugar is the devil, and I'll see you guys next time.